Morning guys, Monday morning. Look at this. That's that red amaranth from the video before. It was 4 foot high. I'm 6'3". Okay. Does it look like it's 6 foot? Yeah, it is. And look, there's no sign of the flower yet. And look at the size of it. I'm so happy with this plant. It's the best one I've grown this summer. Hey, so here we are. Today I'm talking about sunflowers, how I get rid of my hulls, because I've been selling kilos of the stuff. The people are loving it. And I've had to come up with a method because I'm growing up to 3 kilos at once. So picking all those hulls off is not an option for time. And let's walk over here quickly before we get into the video. I've got something coming up in to talk to you about and show you. There's young lettuces, lots of it, just trials, trying something. Marty, you know why. And have a look at this. Ready? Amaranth, rocket, cress, all in the same punnet. What's going on, Peppy? It's the Mercedes bowl, I call it. Looks like the Mercedes symbol. Anyway, got another one here. Red cabbage, broccoli and kale. They're just some trials. I've pulled them out of humidity just to show you on something I'm working on, but I'll explain that next time. Alright, let's get into the video. I'll see you at the end and try and sum it all up, but this is what works for me. Alright. Here's some double time. Look at me on day 4, checking my trays, about to unstack them, just checking for mold and that germination has been even and correct. It all looks good to me. I'm not including a seed planting method in this. Check out Corey's Cave. He does a great job with the trays. And yeah, we'll have a look in the next shot what I do. Alright guys, the volume was really low of me talking through this part, so I'm narrating over the top. I'm just hanging out with my kids. I've unstacked and now I'm hosing down the trays. I'm pushing down the vermiculite that was on top of the seeds with the pressure of the hose. It's not on full blast, it's just kind of, you know, medium and like a misty spray. How do I explain it? But I'm just hosing them down, and in the act I'm also wetting the hulls again, because I plant grey stripe seeds. I'll show you them a bit later, but my indicator to me is that they're black when they're wet, and that helps a lot. So then I get a towel and I cover them over. Now this will help keep them moist for the day, and I've got my fan going as well, so please note that. Morning guys, it's day 7 for these sunflowers, and behind me is my outdoor shade house that I've built out of pallets. Look, I do things different. I think you've all worked that out by now. And I've come to the conclusion that stress grows the best microgreens for me. Stress for the plant in a nice way. How do I put it nicely? Anyway, I'm about to show you the final day. I've kept them covered. Yeah, 7 days covered. And I'm about to uncover them and get them ready for cutting tomorrow. So that'll be 8-day growth. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, it's the morning of day 7, as I've just said. I've still got them covered with a towel, but over the last 2 days I've put an empty tray on top of them and covered them with the towel still. There's still glimpses of light getting in, so they're trying to move towards that, but they still don't have a chance to fully photosynthesize yet. I've made sure the hulls stay moist. I'm just going through there, show you one. They're about 4 inches long at this stage, still a little bit yellow but showing green. And the hulls there, they're black. I use grey striped seeds, so that's my indicator to know that the hulls are moist, and knowing too well what's going to happen by the end. And there you go. You've got to really make sure you got good ventilation over this, and check for mold or fungus growth regularly. Give them a brush, that helps knock them off with your hand, but they come off so easily, guys. It's like, wow, look, you just grab handfuls if you want to do it that way, but I don't. Okay, some more double time narrated footage. It's just easier for me trying to talk and hose, and it's a bit hard sometimes, but I'm hosing them off again, just making sure the hulls are kept moist. It really helps, guys. I think that's the biggest part of this, is those moist hulls. And also that action from the hose. Brent inspired this one. It actually blast a few of them off. I've probably got about 15% knocked off just from that. But yeah, just a quick scan over it. Make sure you keep that ventilation up, guys. It's got to be done so you don't get fungus from the amount of moisture you've got to use. But I don't get any, just from methods of keeping the air flow up to them. Yeah, I plant grey stripe seeds, as I've said. I pre-soak them at the moment, 12 hours, 20 minutes in a hydrogen peroxide solution, but I just drill holes in one bucket, sit it in another. That way when they've soaked, I can easily drain them off and rinse them off, ready for planting. Yeah, so that's made life a lot easier. Alright, it's about 2 o'clock later on in the day. I've just shown you earlier this morning me hosing them down and the dark hulls. And here we go. It's different. They've popped them off. But can you tell? See, these hulls have dried out. They are significantly harder than this morning to pull off. And their structure, you know, is harder. They're not soft. So I'll just zoom over the plants. I'm not saying I have 100% hulls off, and I'm going to show you tomorrow morning before I harvest it. There'll be less, but that whole canopy of the older plants has mostly removed. Now what you can see is a few on top, but it's the younger ones. Hang on, there's a good way to get in here. It's the younger ones down below that are still holding on their hulls. So yeah, alright, I'll be back in the morning, see what it looks like. But hang on, I'm going to hose these down again now, wet those holes, give them a drink. Morning folks, and back to the shade house outdoor for the final shoot and harvest day for these sunflower shoots. There you go. I'm pretty happy with that. They've thrown them all naturally just by keeping them moist and keeping them in the dark longer, slightly stressing them out. It hasn't harmed them at all. Now I'm going to claim 90% shed hull, and the 10% is my fault, and it could have been better because it's so densely planted that the younger ones that didn't get to see the light as fast have hung on to their hulls. But okay, just quickly, I make harvest easy by taking off the tray. When planting, I put shade cloth into the tray, then put my medium, etc., and then I can just pull the whole sheet of landscape shade cloth out and get right down low for a harvest. These shoots are about 6 inches long. It's really hard to depict on camera. Anyway, that's my version of growing sunflowers and hull removal. I'm going to show you the harvest at the end, how much I actually got, but I'm estimating 2 kilos off this. Okay. Take my word for it, guys. I just didn't record it. It makes too long a video for me in no time, but I got 3.2 kilos packaged within half an hour into 10 300 gram punnets ready for the evening market tonight. All that makes sense to you folks? Basically, stress is my best friend in growing sunflowers. I love those plants 100%. So please, when I say the word stress, does not mean it is used positively. Anyway, over in a nutshell, keep those seed hulls moist best way you can. I don't, you know, how you're going to do it. Keep lids on, whatever, mist them, anything. Just keep them moist. I'm prolonging their exposure to full-blown light, so that's helping, you know, get more volume out of the plant. Plus they want to spread their leaves to get light to create photosynthesis, so you know they want to throw that hull. And basically, yeah, that's how I do it. It's winning for me, so I'm not going to change anything. The video was a how I do. I've said that earlier, but you know, don't ridicule me for my methods, please, because I create a really yummy, top-selling product out of it, and people are loving it. So I've got to have it done in 8 days. That's how I do it. All right, I'm saying goodbye. Next videos will be covering these new salad bowls, why I'm doing it, I've been hoeing up another ½ acre of land for some baby leaf, big leaf, full grown plants to incorporate into the farm, and yeah, much coming up. So get healthy, get tasty. Thanks for watching. Cheers, folks.